Last time on Many Realms.
Eulachon traveled the thicket, helping those in need with his powerful magic. At the top of the tower he placed the candle, declaring that its light should burn and pierce the gloom of the thicket forever. As he got older, he also took on an apprentice, Selway, to whom he began to impart his teaching.
Anisha, the candle room is not secure.
No, stop!
A jet of white light erupts from the end of the wand directly into the center of the candle, which explodes.
I'm Jillian. I play Anisha. It's good to be here.
I'm Jordan. I play Mateo. It's good to be here.
I'm Eli. I play Olivet. It's good to be here.
I'm Jory. I'm playing Juniper. It's good to be here.
I'm Jesse. Take my hand. Come with me. There's no time. This is Many Realms. The next morning dawns on Tower Hill, slowly and coldly. It is the end of summer entering autumn, and this morning a chill stirs in the air. The townsfolk are lost, utterly. Almost all of them saw the candle destroyed as they enjoyed the celebration in the market stalls last night. A couple of them also were attacked by wax poppets that sprung to life. They weren't especially vicious, but they certainly were unexpected. The town guard, along with Captain Olivet Alvera, did their best to contain the crisis and to ensure the safety of all of the villagers. This morning, Captain Alvera sits in the town hall in a private meeting with 3 village keepers. There is Florentine. She represents the slightly wealthier, slightly more expansive uphill district of Hilltop. There is Stephenitis, who represents the merchant districts, all of the businesses, and tries to make sure the economy of the village is as strong as it can be. And there is Orlok, the slightly controversial, straightforward, open-minded representative of the Low Street district, where a lot of the population lives amid smaller, more cramped or shabby dwellings. The 3 of them sit at a large oak table opposite you, Captain Alvera. And Florentine says, "Why don't you just start from the beginning?"
Well, I don't know how much there is to tell, to be honest. The merchants came in the caravan. One of them, the magic shopkeeper, began screaming when they made it to the market square, said that she had been enchanted. We pursued chase towards the tower, finding out that she had kidnapped one of the young apprentices of the tower. And from there, everyone saw what happened.
Elgriff took a look at Granny, she is called, and he did find evidence that she had been influenced by a charming spell. I can only imagine how terrifying that must have been for her.
Yes, she mentioned as much, and I have no reason to believe she was colluding with these people. I don't know if you found anything different, but she seems to know nothing else.
We did a thorough search of all of the caravans after the incident, of course. It turns out the woman with the scarves and the shawls also had a fair amount of brandy to sell without paying duties on, but in the light of the circumstances, we decided it was not an issue we needed to press further. But say again, what happened at the cemetery?
She ran from the tower. What is that girl's name? Jasmine? I think Juniper. She came along with me to the cemetery, and there was this boy there with her who raised these wax puppets to life. They weren't very strong, but I had never seen anything like it. And the captain sort of like bows and says, I hope that you'll forgive me for my failings as a guard. I have no excuses, and I will accept any punishments.
Orlok says, well, more than anything, I'm glad that no one sustained any serious injuries. I think we have you to thank for that, Captain Alvera. Of course, these events are unfortunate, but it is not a question of what's happened, but what our response to it shall be. I am Southern. He says, we took one of these wax dolls to Elgriff. He was able to examine it as well, and he determined that necromancy is the cause of their animation. I don't know anything of the arcane myself, but I know that word well enough, and I don't like it. Stephenitis interrupts, and he says, I think it's obvious here that we need to focus on repairing the wall and arming the citizens. We can only assume that another attack is imminent. Now, the merchants in this caravan have requested permission to leave Tower Hill as of noon, but it's my opinion that we should not grant that. It is not safe for us to open the gates for even a moment longer. And Florentine interrupts and says, well, I think it's best we not put the city into a panic after all. I mean, no one was hurt, like we said. Of course, a great tragedy has befallen us, but I think we need to focus on how we can restore the candle. I've no idea how or if it could be done, but that is where our efforts must be spent. They're all kind of talking over each other now, and Orlok says, well, look, I mean, it's one thing to start a militia. I don't think that'll help. We were targeted by 2 individuals. We have no idea if they worked for a larger organization or anything like that. And Florentine says, you're not listening to me. And Stephenitis says, if any of you care about this village's well-being, and they just sort of fall into argument.
Okay. I think the captain kind of yells and gets him to shut the fuck up. Can I say that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Fuck. Anyway.
Great.
Felt good. Listen, the city is already in a panic. This has never happened. We have no protocol. As for those 2 figures that you saw, I believe a militia is completely within reason because you didn't see it, and I did. And I have been into the thicket before, but I've never seen that. So, regardless of what you say, I will let you handle the duties within the city, but I am the captain of the guard, and we are forming a group, and we are going to find them.
Stephenitis looks very smug when you say that. Orlok and Florentine look rather annoyed, and Florentine says, thank you, Captain Alvera, that will be all.
I leave.
Okay, Anisha, what are you doing?
I am really at a loss because as the tower keeper, I'm supposed to keep the tower. I keep trying to remind myself. I'm trying not to beat myself up about my choices. So I'm having a lot of inner conflict. I give the apprentices the day off to, be sad. And I think I just try and clean up kind of what's left of like the pieces and try and just kind of keep them all together.
The apprentices are pretty well trained and obviously horrified and don't really respond well to the idea of a day off. They tail you around the tower and pester you and pick up things before you can reach to bring them to where they think you want to put them. They're at a complete loss of what to do, so they spend a lot of time with you at the top of the tower, also cleaning the debris from the candle room. They're picking up each individual piece of the great candle like they have never seen it before, and sort of tenderly and cautiously stroking the bricks and boulders of teal wax that stand ankle high in the room. And Seth is pretty quiet. His sort of abduction was a lot more terrifying. Naola was at least sort of taken to her room and put kind of on her bed, but Seth was in a strange place with strange people for a good couple of hours of the night. So he seems quite shaken and quiet, and Naola, who's also older and a bit more mature, won't stop asking you questions. She says, so, how are we going to fix the tower? And the candle? What do we do? Tell me what to do.
I didn't make the candle, so I don't know. I don't make candles. That's Not a question I can answer.
Well, if you can't answer it, then who can answer it?
I suppose we can talk to Elgriff or Keon.
There has to be something we can do. If Eulachon made this candle, then he also made a way to fix it. He thinks of everything. He always thought of everything. You told us that.
I did.
Do you think maybe there's something... Do you think maybe there's something in the manor? She's referring, of course, to Eulachon's manor, which stands in the shadow of the tower, into which no living soul has entered since he died, more than 150 years ago. It is said to be guarded by intense and deadly magical wards.
What do you mean? Something inside?
Well, if that's where he kept his wizard stuff, where he did all his wizard things, his wizard house with the wizard book.
It's possible, but as you know, the manor is very heavily warded, and it would be unwise to go anywhere near it.
Well, we can't just stand around here forever. We have to do apprentice stuff. We have to do something.
Yes. Well, why don't, one of you summon Elgriff and the other summon Keon? And we will have a meeting.
Okay. Come on, Seth. She grabs him by the hand and leads him down. Juniper. Mm-hmm. You are in the chandlery.
Yes.
Keon is normally like a nice enough guy. I mean, we opened with him yelling at you a little bit, but that was not even yelling, just sort of like softly chastising. He's usually quite cheerful, very quiet, and friendly and beloved in the town. And today he is unlike you've ever seen him before. He is sitting listlessly. He is running his fingers through his long, shaggy brown hair and playing with the dozen or so earrings that he has in his long, elfy ears. And he looks up at you as you come in for the morning and he says, I don't think there's much work for you to do today, my dear.
Even I can clean, I can...
Why don't you clean something? Find something to clean.
I do that. I assume where we make the candles is waxy and gross. I
Always
get my
is.
little scraper.
Yeah.
And I start a scraping, keeping an eye on Keon.
Sure. He has a small box of sympathy candles on his lap on the chair, and he is playing with them, lighting them, blowing them out, and relighting them to see how they burn just like ordinary candles. Through the opaque white wax of a sympathy candle, you can always see just like the shade of teal right at the very heart of the object that is the candle seed that comes from the great candle. And sometimes Keon will hold a candle up delicately and let it burn all the way and sort of flick the candle seed like it's an old light bulb that he just wishes he could will back into function. But he doesn't say anything to you. I don't think he has anything to say.
All right.
Until Seth comes into the chandlery and says, Master Chandler, Anisha would like to call Master Tower and Master... Is there still the Tower Master? Anisha would like to call a meeting for you and them and Elgriff. And without even waiting to see if Keon comes back, he turns and runs out. And Keon says, I would rather deal with this myself, Juniper, if that's okay. You're doing a great job with that scraper.
You mean the meeting?
Yes.
Would you mind if maybe I tag on? I was there last night. Maybe I can help somehow?
Okay, well, I suppose. But you're going to have to put the close sign up.
Okay, I can do that. And
Okay.
put out the close sign.
Okay, Mateo, what are you doing this morning? Crying? Eating cake? Crying while eating cake?
No, I probably past that point now.
That was a good 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah, well, a way to cry yourself to sleep, wake up kind of thing. So I'd just be trying to get kind of what's the buzz in the city.
Sure.
We're obviously in like a kind of state of dismay, and as am I, so perhaps with that candle out and the whole, I don't know what the fate of my brother is. I have a little bit of that, like, blind by rage, maybe, like, forming a vendetta in the early stages of that. So I guess just trying to hear more prominently, like, what the captain and just anyone that has some form of authority. Obviously, the people in the slums, I know, is just going to be, like, hearsay.
Sure. So you're skulking around the more important places in the city
Yeah.
with a nascent vendetta in your mind, so caught up in your thoughts of revenge and perhaps glory that you fail to notice the approaching presence of the attacker until you receive a sharp blow between your shoulder blades. It sends you tumbling to the grass. It's Charity White.
Grass, yay.
Yeah.
I stand up, dust myself off. Alright, what's the big idea?
She looks, and like everyone in the village looks this morning, miserable, wild, angry. Her curls are slick with sweat and plastered down to her head, and she says, I know this is your fault somehow.
Whatever this is, Charity, I'm not in the mood.
Your brother was the chandler, and then he went away and probably got eaten by a wolf, and probably that wolf wanted to come back to the village and eat the candle, and...
I'm turning around to walk away, seething, probably.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just run away instead of facing the mess that you helped make. I can't wait for the day when you try to hop that wall and you fall into Sammy Todd's mouth.
Maybe I will!
Good.
Fuck you, Charity.
She scoffs.
Little rat.
She turns around and leaves. She doesn't want to
I
believe you
don't
somewhere.
like Charity.
No. She's awful. You are towards the village center now, and you see Keon and Juniper head toward the front door of the tower. And if you're looking for interesting people or important people to see what the plan is, that radiates that. And not too long after, Naola heads back toward the tower leading Elgriff, who is a portly fellow with a wild gray beard and striking blue eyes.
It's only one entrance, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know, in for a penny, in for a pound, I'm just going to try and sneak in.
Sneak in through the front door of the tower?
Yeah, and then if I get caught, the plan is to just be like, oh, I got lost.
I got lost in this town I've lived in my whole life.
What are you going to do, put me in juvie? Huh?
Yes.
Roll a stealth check.
Like I ain't ever been there before.
What does he need to get stealth check?
20.
That's 16.
Okay, 16. You walk up to the front door of the tower, and you hear the familiar cough of Captain Alvera behind you. Not a good day for people coming up from behind you.
Mateo.
Not today, Cap.
I want to hold the door closed. Like, I assume you have to pull it open, and I'm just going to hold it.
I don't know if you've talked to each other since you were aware of each other's presence at the scene last night.
Oh, right. Doesn't change my attitude.
I need to go in there.
I'm sorry. Did Anisha call for you?
Yes.
Get out of here.
I leave.
Okay. Do you think you're a part of this meeting, Captain Alvera?
No.
It's not, yeah. It's like a more magical
Yeah, no,
conversation.
but I am gonna stand by the door.
Sorry, Mateo.
What's the surrounding area like?
So there's the tower. There's like a short path that leads kind of to the village center. So yeah, the village center is a sort of paved circular area. To the north, across a manicured lawn, stands Eulachon's manor. Less than 100 feet to the west stands the tower. They both have small paths that lead back to the village center. In the southwest corner of the village center, there is the chandlery, and that's not too far from the town hall.
Okay. As I'm walking away, I'm going to turn back around to face the captain. With my hand in my pouch, I'm going to be like, Cap.
Mateo.
So you heard what was going on last night, yeah?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I heard your voice, and so you must know what happened, right? Can I tell you something?
Yes, Mateo. Very well.
I don't want anyone to hear. Can you come a bit closer, please?
Get out of here!
I'm still gonna try and say sorry, Cap, and try and smack you across the head with a crowbar.
With a crowbar?
Well, I caught on sooner than that.
You can still get a shot with the crowbar.
Yeah, go for it, but I'm ready. Take a disadvantage, you
No
I don't
heart.
think it's just a regular
no
combat.
heart at all. Don't even want it.
Crowbar is a strength-based weapon.
Okay, that's 17.
It hits me.
Okay. Is this like a piece of metal?
Yeah, it's like a crowbar.
What is your intention?
To knock her unconscious. I don't really care if she's bloodied from it. Still said sorry, so to me that's good enough.
Do you think this blow knocks you unconscious? Crowbar to the head?
Probably? I don't know. Yes?
I returned the bread that you gave to me yesterday.
Okay.
Trying to apologize, and I go inside.
Normally, the kind of one major chamber of the tower is pretty open and easy to see whoever's in there, but Anisha and the apprentices have pulled up a small table with a few chairs, and they're all facing each other and not really paying attention to the comings and goings at the door. So I'd say you could probably find like a brazier or tapestry or potted plant behind which to lurk, if that is your intention.
Yeah, as close as I can get while being hidden. A nice happy balance between not going to be seen and being able to hear what's going on.
The potted plant, then.
Okay, potted plant.
Elgriff says, well, Tower Master, this is me, Elgriff. Hope I don't have to say too much today, because it hurts my throat. This is a dire situation indeed. Of course, without the ability to enter Eulachon's manor, it will be difficult for me to ascertain any arcane means of repairing the situation. Of course you understand.
My apprentice had a thought, that perhaps the secret, the recipe to rebuild the candle lies within the manor. So is there any way to undo the wards, to get through them?
Keon says, well, they were set up in Eulachon's time, and I don't know who would have the knowledge of how to reverse the wards. He was a secretive man.
Right, but if you are knowledgeable about magic, can you not learn from what is there and reverse engineer it?
Elgriff laughs and he says, well, Tower Keeper, you think I have yet to try? That's the first thing I did when I came across this village, was try to get my fat little fingers into that house, but it's locked up tighter than a folksy metaphor in my vocabulary.
Okay, well, I understand that you're a teacher, and do you have any promising students? Maybe they need a project.
Promising? I mean, I'm the teacher, and I couldn't do it, is what I'm saying. So if you're implying that one of my students that I teach how to make a stone glow is gonna have the skill and ability to get inside this manor, that's, well, I'll pretend you meant it kindly.
I just figured more minds together would make more progress. I don't pretend to understand magic.
Well, no, and nor should you. Keon says, I don't know if this is a very productive conversation. It's clear that Elgriff can't get us into the manor, and the manor probably has what we need, so what is there to it?
And Keon, you have no further insight into how to reassemble the candle?
Whatever magic existed there that allowed us to power the sympathy candles as well is gone. I don't know if it's gone permanently, but for now I tried all morning to make a new sympathy candle and I got nowhere, and I don't know what to do about that.
I speak up and I say, you saw it get destroyed, didn't you? How did she do it?
She produced a wand and exploded it into thousands of pieces.
Oh yes, wands. Great for explosions.
Can you maybe assess the damage and at least get some insight from how it was destroyed to maybe put it back together?
I suppose I could take a look, but I'm not sure if simply restoring the pieces of the candle would be enough to restore the enchantment. You understand that it was more than just a matter of making an oversized novelty candle and kind of letting it rip. Eulachon worked many layers of potent magic into each single particle of the wax that makes up the high candle.
But do we know that, or is that just what people say?
Well, we don't have any concrete proof either way. I don't even know if all the pieces can be recovered. Some of them look like they were blasted to smithereens. I saw one in the grass outside.
That is how explosions work, I suppose.
Yes, explosions. It is a conundrum, certainly.
So, what I'm thinking, I'm not saying this out loud. Express that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eulachon was a very powerful wizard, capable of great magics, and there are very few people who know the details or the hows of how Eulachon did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Mateo, are you just listening in?
I'm assuming that I might actually want to leave soon, because
Alvera's gonna be up soon.
I'm gonna be awake.
Yeah.
You're going to juvie.
Whatever.
It's possible that one of the apprentices pipes up and asks, like, well, what about Selway? He went into the thicket.
Why can't you say that?
Because I'm distraught. And the children would come up with the ideas.
Okay.
They're smarter than me. I don't know.
What about Selway? Didn't she go into the forest? She's a lady. Didn't Selway go into the forest?
Yes, that is how the story goes.
Well, surely, Selway is no longer... I mean, nothing was ever confirmed, but it was quite a many years ago. But if anyone would know how the candle works...
Can I come too now and bang on the door? I'll let you tell me.
Yes, but Juniper, can you make an insight check first?
17, 18.
Okay. You get the sense that Keon is not telling the complete truth when he says those things.
Okay.
Captain Alvera, you come to with like a cartoon lump on your noggin that has little birds flying around it.
Ouch. Alright.
I like to sneak farther away.
Good morning. I believe you are harboring a fugitive.
Come on in.
Has anyone seen Mateo in here?
When they come in, where's the door? Do they go past? Do I have a route?
There's the door back out from whence you came, and there's the stairs going up to the next floor.
I want to get as far away now from it, but still be able to see. I can read lips from afar, so I want to do that. Even if I gotta do like a sneak check or something, that's fine. But
If they search this like large, mostly empty room, they'll find you in like a matter of seconds.
yeah, I guess I try and go upstairs deeper.
Can I see that?
Well, he can make another stealth roll.
You can't. You think nothing.
Nothing.
Oof. That is 11.
The rustle of leaves behind the previously still ficus gives... Do ficuses have leaves? Yeah. Gives away the presence of Mateo as Anisha opens the door of the tower.
I guess I start running up the stairs.
Okay.
Do you guys have like a lock on your door?
Like the inside of the front door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll lock it. Sorry for the disruption. Run upstairs.
A paint can comes flying from a rope.
Are you kidding? This isn't Home Alone.
On the second floor, there's like a small space. So there's the apprentice's bedroom, and there is a storage room.
I'll go for the storage room.
The storage room is full of like mundane supplies to keep Anisha and the apprentices alive. Extra chunks of like wax and stuff. A rope, I don't know.
There's not much getting away. Is there anything I can bar the door with?
Yeah, you can put like a barrel in front of the door.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, you come up and see the door shut and like the
Well-
sound of scraping.
When the door doesn't open, I'm just gonna wait downstairs. And listen to this meeting, I guess.
In this storage room, if you are very, very quiet and press your ear directly to the floor, you can kind of make out some of the words of what's happening in the meeting below.
I'll take it, I guess.
And now, Keon is saying, I don't know what better choice we'd have than to just search through the forest endlessly. I mean, no one knows where Selway went, or if she's alive, or... I mean, if she is alive, she could be anywhere. I think.
The perp.
Okay. CSI.
Went over the old wall and destroyed it a little bit. I don't think they were particularly careful. If we could track them, maybe we could at least get some answers.
Explosions are messy. So,
Yes.
So if that is this particular Arcanist's specialty, perhaps they've left a trail of destruction.
I am assembling a town to leave the walls. I think that would be a fine place to start.
Oh, the merchants.
The merchants?
They want to leave. I mean, naturally, I can't blame them. I don't know how kindly they'd take to it, but it would be the safest way to travel in the forest. In numbers, of course. Maybe you could hitch a ride.
Who says this?
Keon. Not Elgriff. Or Seth. I contain multitudes.
Let's take a few of them.
A few who?
The merchants.
All the merchants are leaving.
No, the lady with brandy's not leaving.
Oh, alright. All the merchants want to leave, except for Chob, the last guy with the horses, because his plan was to breed one of his horses with one of Stephenidas' horses.
Well, it would be my preference to take Granny and Ogden.
Ogden? Ogden.
But the brandy lady has some time to do.
Well, that's not really any of my concern. It was just a suggestion.
Fair suggestion.
Juniper,
Yes.
since I don't think we could conceivably continue with your apprenticeship. Well, don't make me spell it out.
Am I fired?
Like a little.
Until it gets that we fix the candle.
And maybe if you work on your skills a little bit too, that would help.
Which I can't do until we fix the candle.
He's saying you're bad. Let's go.
Well, okay.
I don't like that. One bit. I also I'm not super fond of this, where he did this.
No, it all kind of came out at once.
I look at Olivet and I say, well, do you need help?
Well, do you have any skills?
She's great with a scraper.
I'll take it. Let's go. I will be taking Mateo with me as well. I don't trust him in the city without me.
You're abducting a boy?
Think of the caravan as moving guard barracks.
I think we should consult with someone. I don't think you can just take a boy out of the village without his consent. It
I'm
is
still upstairs.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Oh.
It's a shame that there's not really a tower to keep, otherwise I would suggest bringing Mateo on as an apprentice.
What are you saying? I thought we were your apprentices.
And you are, and you...
Why is everyone getting fired?
I'm not dismissing anyone. This work is very meditative, and it's good for building discipline. I was a lot like Mateo many years ago, if you would believe it.
Well, why don't we just ask him what he would like to do? That seems to be the sensible approach.
Well, why don't,
Come down here, boy.
I will go upstairs. I have quiet feet. Hi, Mateo. It's Anisha.
Alright.
Currently, maybe you can hear, there's some discussion around your future in this town, and thought you would like to be a part of that conversation.
Yeah.
Would you like to come out?
Bring the cap up here.
I can tell your relationship is maybe strained. Would you rather talk to me?
No offense, I think that the cap can only provide what I need.
I have no idea what that means. So I go downstairs and I just gesture up the stairs for Olivet to go and chat.
Cap, is that you?
Mateo, you have 3 options.
No, listen, here's how it is. Okay, I heard what your idea was, and I'm interested. Okay, let's talk. But I want some stuff. Alright, I want a sword. No, I want a rapier.
Mateo, this is not a negotiation.
No, I want a rapier.
You can start with a dagger.
What's the big deal? I just want a rapier, all right? I'm fond of them. I'm more skilled with them. I heard what they were saying. They're saying that you
Okay.
can't take me anywhere if I don't want to go.
Okay,
and I want to go if I get a rapier.
I caved the last time, so your character has to cave this time.
Why is that the rule on 15?
This is really frustrating.
Alright, 2 daggers.
Fine.
I want cool armor.
Stop.
I'm gonna die. I'm a child.
I can't even roleplay this anymore. It's annoying.
Cat?
Which demands would you reasonably see yourself conceding to?
I fully intend to give him everything once he proves he's not going to kill me with them. So I reasonably see myself only giving him a little bit at a time, because in my mind, this is me effectively giving him a better out than jail.
Did you get my bread, Cap?
Yes, Mateo.
I'm sorry about hitting you in the head with a crowbar or a piece of wood, whichever it was. Is your head feeling better? I tried to fix it. Not bad, eh? I could take on the captain of the guard. You're definitely gonna want me on your team, huh?
I can't. Let's go, Mateo.
Creak. I open the door.
Yes. Shifting dynamics. Captain Alvera stands over you with a stern expression, a lump on her head, and a real sense of no bullshit in the eyes. You hear the door open downstairs, and you hear the voice of the guard, Toby. Captain?
Give me a second, Mateo.
Captain, we should go to the gate now. The merchants really want to leave.
Okay, let's go.
You head toward the gate, and Nisha, is that the end of your meeting?
Yeah, they experts don't know, so fuck if I know.
Okay. Keon heads back to the chandlery. Do you want to talk to him?
Yeah, I run over and I stop him. I know the last apprentice guy you had. I know he was like some kind of wonderkind, and I know that I might be a bit slow to getting the whole patience thing down, but even if you had to fire me, did you have to do it in that situation where there was all those people? And what was up with that?
Juniper, I've tried to be as patient and as pleasant as I possibly could be during your apprenticeship here, but, and I don't mean for this to sound harsh, perhaps with time we could have developed your skills further. Perhaps with time we could have completed your apprenticeship, but now there is no time because there is no candle. I need to figure out how I'm going to replace the main lighting system for the central travel route of the thicket, and I don't need any distractions while I do that.
Okay, question number 2 is why were you lying in there?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said some shit about Selway that, I don't know, that was kind of bullshit, wasn't it? What were you doing? Why did you lie?
Well, I didn't lie, but I don't know the truth. I don't know where Selway is. If Selway is.
You don't know if Selway is?
Alive. It was
Oh.
150 years ago.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I thought you meant like it existed at all when you said if.
Well, I hope she existed. That would be real bad otherwise. Real bad.
So that's it? That's all it was? That was, you just don't know? Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah.
18, 19.
As soon as you mentioned the previous apprentice, his expression got very dark, and he's kind of facing away from you as he talks. And he
All right.
says, look, I think it's just for the best if you maybe have some time and distance to yourself to think about what you would like to do, and I'll think about what I would like to do, and then we can think about it separately.
All right, so I walk around him so that he's looking at me.
Okay. I felt so confrontational this week.
I am exploitative, entitled, and impatient.
Hell yeah, let me hear it.
What I want is to get my position back, and I want to get that candle back working so you don't have to worry about the stupid lighting system, because we'll have a light, it's fine. And I also want to know what you're hiding, because I know it's something. And
Not a very nice way to speak to. Okay, yes.
you just fired me in front of like 8 people. That was ridiculous. There were children. Anyway, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go on this mission with these caravan people and find those people. And you're gonna sit tight while I fix this mess.
You should roll an intimidation check. He looks at you and he says, well, now you sound just a little bit like Felix. I wish you the best of luck, Juniper. You're going to need it.
I huff and I storm away.
Okay. At the gate, the merchant caravan is lined up. All their horses have been returned. The wagons have been repaired as crudely and quickly as they can overnight, and the people are itching to leave. Gwyn and Almakova are standing there sort of like, we should wait until we get the proper, and they're like, open this gate right now, or else it's like a kidnapping. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got some real martial law tendencies, and you and Mateo walk up and see this kerfuffle.
I'd like to stop all the merchants before they leave and say, if you would like to go now, you can go now. If you would like to go with our party, we will provide you protection the way back out of the thicket.
Barth walks up to you. She says, hell, yeah. We could use all the protection we can get. You want to take Chob's wagon?
Hell, yeah, let's take it.
Alright, which wagon do I get? Which one am I protecting?
Who's this?
New recruit.
Looks a little small to be a recruit. I don't mean any malice by that. I'm quite short myself. The name's Barth. He doesn't speak much, does he?
Yeah, I do barf.
I give him a little flick on the head.
Ow.
This is Mateo.
You sure you want to take him into the thicket? Seems a little green.
We're gonna fix that.
Hope he doesn't die. And 2 people are jogging down the path toward the merchant caravan. One is Juniper. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
She has hastily packed a rucksack with a dagger poking out, and she runs up to
All right, I'm coming.
Who are you again? Oh, yeah, sure, let's go.
Great. Oh, that was easy. Okay.
And the second person who runs up is Seth. He is tearing down the street because he knows he's not supposed to be here. And he says, if everyone else can go on a cool big adventure, then I get to go too, because I can help bring back the candle, because I'm an apprentice of the Tower Keeper.
How old are you, like 10?
How old are you, like 12 to 16?
I'm 15 and I'm gonna get a dagger.
Can I get a dagger?
Hey, shut up. Get in the caravan.
I already have a dagger, so you know.
Okay.
What?
I wanted
No way!
Seth is like 8, right?
Yeah, completely useless.
Okay. I'm just gonna
Army
fireman carry him on my back and like walk him back towards the tower.
Okay, Seth ran out of the tower. What did you do?
After everybody has left, I look at Naola and I tell her, you know what?
What?
I'm really sick of not knowing the answer to anybody's question.
It does bother me as well.
So, there is no candle to keep, and therefore no tower to keep. So, you are, well, in charge of the tower, I suppose. I am leaving.
You're leaving?
I am leaving.
You haven't been out of this tower since you were 14 years old.
You haven't been outside.
I know.
It's dangerous, especially now.
Well, I have trained you to be patient and self-aware and to use your body as a weapon if need be. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I was more literally worried about you.
Right. But as your teacher, I am not without skill.
Do you remember what grass is? It's green stuff. It's on the ground.
I have eyes. I can see grass.
Well, that's a start, I guess. And Captain Alvera walks up with Seth pounding ineffectively on the back of her chainmail. Master Anisha, they said I couldn't go on the adventure.
Master Anisha knows you can't go.
That's right, Seth. It's not time for your adventure yet. You have much to learn?
I want a dagger.
Well, you can work up to that. But for now, Neola is in charge, and I trust the two of you will, do all the learning you can while I'm away.
Seth bursts into tears and runs upstairs to his room. Neola turns to you and, with a very serious expression, bows. And then she heads upstairs after him.
I'm starting to walk away.
I follow you. I don't own anything really.
And you step through the doorway of the tower, by which Tower Hill is named, and your feet land on the dirt road for the first time in years. And you can smell all of the smells of the village, of horse manure, of grass blowing in the breeze, the green stuff on the ground, flowers blossoming over in Hilltop, the bakery down the street. You've smelled fresh-ish bread, warmish bread, but this is bread straight out of the oven. And you blink and you squint and you pull back as Captain Alvera leads the way, and you walk down the path overstimulated by sights and sounds and smells and colors and light. You've lived your whole life essentially by candlelight until today. And you make it all the way down the street, a straight shot past the stable, where Jorgen is staring mouth agape as he sees you outside of the tower for the first time, to the barracks, where Almakova and Gwyn are trying to explain to the three town keepers what in the name of all that is glorious is going on. And you climb up onto the steps of the wagon, and you slide inside the compartment. And you see across from you a sulking teenage boy who is playing with a dagger. You see a young woman with a tattoo on her face, nervously clutching a pair of earrings that her mother ran up and slipped to her before the wagon door closed. And then the conversation outside ceases. You hear the huge rattling, rustling sound of the gates being swung open, and Captain Olivet Alvera swings into the wagon with you. The horses pick up into a trot. You can hear the bells of their reins start to jangle, and you leave Tower Hill. Thanks for listening to the second episode of Many Realms, the second part of our Tallow campaign. Thank you so much for joining us. We are a brand new podcast, and we are thrilled to have you as part of our journey. Thank you for spreading the word to support the show. We do not advertise anywhere except on social media posts, so if you see those, please share them. Please tell your friends about this brand new podcast if you liked it, or if you didn't like it, tell them about it anyway. Would you be so kind? We've got a lot more episodes coming up, a few more parts in the Tallow arc, and then some really exciting stuff planned around the corner then. So buckle in.